back to another Call of Duty commentary with me, Instant Karma with an E. Now today's gameplay is coming at you out of Call of Duty 4, so reaching back into time a little bit for this, but nonetheless one of the best games that I think out of the Call of Duty series here. But today's gameplay is coming to you from a guy named HeyImKingz. It's a guy that has been a subscriber of mine for a little while here. Don't know much about his channel, unfortunately enough to say, but you know, I just can't thank you guys enough for sending this stuff in and helping me out here. That being said, if you guys still have some gameplay you want to get to me that you want me to put up on my channel and commentate over, I am more than willing to do that. I still need that, as I don't have my PBR back. I still haven't heard from the company. I know they have it, but haven't heard from them. But, you know, I want to go ahead and jump into today's topic, and it's something that I had a hard time with when I first got into Call of Duty, because it's definitely its very own unique shooter. It's not like Halo. It's not like Counter-Strike. It's nothing we've really seen before. So you kind of need to take a new approach to it. Kind of like, you know, Battlefield and Call of Duty. You know, you can't go in there with the same mindset. Now, the thing that I was originally going at here, and kind of got off topic there for a minute, but it's how to find people. You know, with this game, it's hard to find people, hard to get good kill streaks going, at least from my personal experiences here, starting out with the game at the beginning of Call of Duty 4 and everything like that. I just couldn't find people, and then I started finding ways and techniques that would help me out. And you know, the first one is knowing those choke points. There's always the same flow that people have, same routes they run, and they always end up funneling through the same area. And if you can get a good control on the choke points, know a good place to be where you're not really going to get shot at, but you can still shoot the opponent, you're going to be in pretty good shape. And it varies from map to map, but generally the way you can find it is it's going to be right in the middle of the map, almost at the point where both spawns collide. You know, that's going to be the biggest spot where all the action happens. I wouldn't spend too much of your time back in your own spawn, back, you know, in the areas where not a lot of action is happening, because, you know, consequently you're not going to get a lot of kills from that. So, you know, on the other side of that, you do need to learn the spawns, and they do change every now and then, especially if you're going into free-for-all or things like that. You know, the spawns are going to be a little bit different. The best way to get acquainted with them is go into your objective game modes, and you can go to A flag and C flag and see where general spawns are going to be at, and basically, you know, if you spawn, look down, that's a spawn point. You know, you've just learned one, and you keep doing that throughout the game, and you'll learn where people are going to be at, where they're going to be spawning. Now, keep in mind that if you get too close to a spawn point, nobody will pop up there. The game is generally pretty good at that, about not populating spawn points right next to enemy players that avoid spawn killing and things like that. So just be aware of those as well. But knowing the spawns is definitely a great spot to help you, you know, find people and get those kills going. Now, in addition to that, you need to also learn people's camping spots. Like, you know, we all know that file cabinet place on Summit is a huge spot, or, you know, the screen on Drive-In is another huge spot for people to sit and camp. And, you know, it's annoying to have that happen if you continually get picked off by them. You have to just learn the other way around. You know, you got to find the back way in that they're not necessarily looking to catch them off guard. But if you learn camping spots, not by using them, but if you learn them, and find out where people are always going to go, then again, you know where people are going to be to kill them as well. You know, great way to get people out of spots that they're camping is definitely through wall bangs. If you can figure out those, you know, that really helped me out. Like, I watched T. Martin's spots on Summit, I believe it was. There's 3 different spots where you can wallbang into that war room and get some good kills. I know I've used them to my advantage here a few times, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys here shortly. But wallbangs and camper spots, great way to find kills. Now, the biggest thing that I have a hard time with, you know, when I'm trying to get kills is when I'm in a party. Because you'll find people that are really good at the game, and you're like, yes, I want to play with them, I want to win. The adverse side to that is that you're going to win, but you're not going to get as many kills because of that, because you're all generally pretty good. Instead of having one guy, you know, 30 kills and the rest of in the teens and, you know, single digits there, you're going to have most people all spread out across the teens, and you'll be all pretty evenly matched if you go in with the party. So there's not a lot of room to get some great kill streaks and great kills going there. So I would advise, if you want to get a lot of good kills, to go in and play by yourself. Now, a lot of people are probably going to argue with me about that, but this is just my opinion on this topic. You know, it's what I believe. I think that going in and playing solo, you have a better chance of getting those high numbers than if you play with a team. Granted, you might not always win. I've had those kills where I go, you know, 26-5 or something like that, and don't end up pulling out that win just because, you know, there's always a good player, but there's always somebody who tanks too. Like, I saw a guy with .07 KDR yesterday, and that was not good. We ended up losing that game even despite my efforts, and, you know, I wasn't doing great, but definitely not .07. Now, the last thing I really have for you guys on this topic is that of the your teammates. Even when you're playing with a pug group or whatever you want to call it, you know, when you're going in there and playing with random players, you still got to pay attention where your team's going, because let's take, for instance, right here on the map. We see all the red players coming up in the upper left-hand corner. We know that they're all channeling through here, but at the same time, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I got a bunch of teammates coming in, crowding this area, and you know, he's doing a good job right here. He's repositioning himself. But what I like to do when I see my teammates going one way is I want to bail out of there and flank the guys, because they're all expecting teammates to come from one side. And if you can get in there and flank people, you can generally pick up those kills, because you know, all your teammates are doing is they're just fortifying their position out in front there. They're stopping it so that people aren't going to be able to come through and get at them. So what you need to do is just get around and you know, while they're holding their defense, is you just catch them off guard and you put a bullet in all their brains, and you know, you get those kill streaks real fast. So flanking people has definitely helped me out. So those are pretty much my only tips that I have for finding people on a quicker basis. And hopefully they'll help you rack up the kills in a stylish manner, you know, get at the top of the leaderboards. Not every game, but, you know, start to build your way up, because it doesn't happen overnight. Getting good at Call of Duty takes a while. Keep in mind, I've been playing since Call of Duty 4, and I'm still not that great. Mark of J is definitely somebody I still look up to, and if you notice, like, that's another good way, you know, if you want to find people, is watch commentators that you know are good, and watch the way that they play, and take notes on their play styles. You know, that's one of the things that mainly got me into YouTube, is watching people so that I can improve my game, and you know, then I started giving out my tips that I had myself after the fact. But you know, I'm here to help. So if you guys got questions about this, you feel I didn't fully describe anything, please go ahead and send me a message in my inbox. I'd be happy to describe it a little bit further, maybe clear up some confusion. Maybe I didn't say it exactly perfect to the way that you could understand. Then go ahead and, you know, send me a message, inbox me, and I'm happy to help you out. You know, I like to reach out to you guys. I like to communicate. If you notice, I pretty much respond to every comment I get, with the exception of a few. You know, I don't really feed the trolls or anything like that, but I try to respond to my comments. I generally respond to all my inbox messages for now anyways, while I'm the small channel and have time to. So that's going to pretty much do it for today, guys. I hope you really enjoy this. You know, in the future, I'm going to be having a few dual comms with a guy named Christian Lobo 34. He's a great Wii commentator. Really enjoy his stuff. I know I've sent you guys over there already, but for the new subscribers that haven't heard about him, if you're looking for some Wii gameplay, I mean, this guy, he's top notch. So head on over there and check that out. We'll be doing a dual comm, so you guys can look forward to that. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please remember to leave a rating, maybe even a comment, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more of what I got. But that's going to do it for today, guys. I'll catch you next time.